Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hello everyone, looking at oil. So after the last video last night, I anticipated that we would be able to hold 53.16 support, and that was due to this channel here. We have the very clear resistance rejecting the hourly lower high pattern, and we also have a channel of support, which is a nice parallel channel, and that 53.16 level was lining up with the lower end here of that channel, and we ended up falling right through it, and we saw an oversold bounce attempt this morning as the RSI dipped below 30. We had a bullish reversal candlestick. We didn't quite confirm it, and then we rejected from that previous support level, and now it acted as resistance, and we continued to the downside. So this was a very, very bearish day on oil, and breaking this pattern to the downside is definitely a big red flag. We also have 52.74, which held 3 tests back here in mid-February. That was a very important support level. We have lost that as well now. So we basically only have 2 levels of support that the bulls are barely trying to cling on to here in order to keep this uptrend alive. I'm looking at this daily higher low pattern. We're right at that uptrend support line, and then the absolute must hold is 51.25. So that would keep the higher low pattern alive at 51.25, and I'm going to put a new line here to be watching that level. But obviously this is a big time setback for the bulls. And what also stands out to me is the weekly time frame with the close near the low. Obviously, we have 1 trading day left to go, but every time we've had a weak week, we see the lower wick with bulls buying this dip from these ranges, but we're not seeing the bulls buying the dip this week. So watching that uptrend support line, the bulls need to end this week tomorrow with a bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame, looking for some bounce heading into next week. But if we lose this uptrend, that's another bearish signal, and then obviously breaking 51.25 would be the nail in the coffin for the short-term bulls, in my opinion, as we would be looking at a fairly major pullback from there as well. So another victory for the bears on the weekly time frame, rejecting from $54, knocking the price to the downside, and the next couple of days are going to be very telling. We can also potentially be scouting a bearish entry once some of these RSI levels cool off. If you think that we're going to lose this higher low pattern, I should say, then this little short-term bounce would be a level you're scouting for a bearish entry. And if you think that the bulls are going to be able to turn things around and head back towards $54 over the next week or two, then you're looking for a bullish entry. But as of right now, hourly RSI does indicate a short-term bounce is going to come, and the 4-hour RSI indicates that as well. We're down at the 30 level. RSI has not been this low since back in early February, and we saw a really big bounce last time we were down at this level. And we've seen some really solid bounces from the RSI on the 4-hour chart at the 30 level. But we're going to have to be very cautious here because the bears definitely did affirm a bunch of strength with the downside action that we did see today. So I've been pointing out that my longer-term opinion is that we will see a bull break of $54 and see continuation to the upside. And that still remains. It would require a break of that 51.25 level for me to completely give up. But that doesn't mean I'm going to hold bullish positions and hope that things turn around. I'm not going to be in a bullish position when we see an all-out dump on the daily time frame like we saw today. And we'll be scouting for a short-term oversold bounce tomorrow. But we'll have to see what the RSI levels are as we head into tomorrow at the open, because as we know, a lot of that bounce can play out overnight, and then we can see the bears take back over tomorrow. So we're going to have to reassess the situation pre-market. I'm up at 6:45 a.m. looking at oil and gold and all these commodities that traded overnight and getting a sense of things on which direction to be looking as we head into the day. So USO had the clear break of the low 1130s. We had a little minor channel that we were in here, and we have a bear break here now. So we have a little bit of support left that the bulls really need to hold this low $11 range. And we're going to be ending this week with a bearish note if we cannot keep this middle Bollinger Band 11.18. So bulls are hoping this oversold bounce turns that level and keeps it into support. We're on the verge of a bearish MACD cross, and if we see this middle Bollinger Band lost, the lowest price we've seen in months is 11.04. So the bulls really need to hold that level and try and turn things around here, as do the oil bulls with a very weak day on the daily time frame. This is the most bearish day we have seen in oil in a couple of weeks. And again, it's not game over, but we need to be a lot more cautious as bulls where we currently stand, because the uptrend is in jeopardy, and the higher low pattern will be broken if 51.25 were to break. So certainly cautious as a bull, and heading into tomorrow looking for an oversold bounce to play out overnight, and we'll see if the bulls can get some higher lows and higher highs on the hourly time frame as we do head into tomorrow. And we'll be watching what individual instruments like USO, we'll keep an eye on their hourly RSIs to see how oversold they are as well. So I appreciate you watching. Bears close to taking over here, but we still have a couple support levels to be watching.